Morning notes with encouraging messages. I love that you love me, some me, so I'm messing with
the rich girl. Don't ask me for nothing, cause I ain't got no money. Then I need a rich girl. She said all of my loving is all she want from me. Then I need a rich girl. Don't ask me for nothing, cause I ain't got no money. Then I need a rich girl. She said all of my loving is all she want from me.
Her mama, she got some stocks and her daddy got 401k. Believe she get a piece of the pocket giant like I'm there. Love to spoil me. Got a piece that ain't nothing missing. Come from money, fame, and paper. I call it Miss Thunder Rippin'. I know that is people tripping.
And then when you see me want to go over there,
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Welcome. This is the Valenti Soundoff. I'm excited. I am Ishma with my sister Shallee. We are on channel 724, only channel 724. We're going to keep it rocking. I was excited. We got a chance just before this to see Through and True with Brandy McWilliams. That was a wonderful show, and it's really inspiring to hear her point of view and her story. So that was really awesome. Now, we're going to get into some things, right? We're going to get into some things today. And the biggest thing that we're going to talk about and we're going to be focusing in on is one big thing. And that big thing is something that's important to me. And what I really want to talk to y'all about is not being afraid to go after something, not being afraid to do something different, not being afraid to say, you know what? I know that I want to do something. I know I want to try something. I know I want to succeed in something. And just because maybe I've been doing something my whole life, or just because I've been doing something a certain way my whole life, or because the people that have surrounded me have told me that I can only be focused on one thing, I don't need to maybe listen to that. Maybe I can go and do my own thing. Mm-hmm. So you brought this up when we was in the car earlier, right?
Yes. I feel you, my brother. Yeah, I just feel like something. I myself have came into something that has made me so excited about learning a new thing, and I feel like people may have things going on in their life that hinder them to be able to believe that it is possible for whatever it is that they are trying to get over to be actually to happen and be excited about something and things of that nature. Now, I've had a lot of great things happen in my life though over the last, course of the last couple of months. I just got married, went on a great honeymoon. We had a great time, shout out to my husband, Rod. But I also have, now been able to be on different business ventures. So I'm super excited.
So go ahead and don't let the people be holding out, right? Don't hold out on the people,
don't
right?
Hold out.
So tell them. So what are you so excited about? Where, it kind of had this conversation come from in the scope of things, right? Go ahead and tell the people.
So in the scope of things of me wanting to be able to actually be into the things that I have been in all my life, and being able to have a great platform to now use those skills, being able to open up the store with my brother and my sister, the Good Earth 2. It is a super big business venture that I'm so excited about. I know it's going to be super successful because you have people who are running it that are actually in love with what they're giving out, the information.
And the energy is,
it's so right.
We're healing people.
Right.
We're healing people. And so that's beautiful, and it's something that's been in our family for a long time. It's been passed on for generations to generations for our family. And so I'm excited to be able to be healing people. And we have this great opportunity to have this family business that's more than a business. It's a true lifestyle of being able to help people. So really excited about that. The Good Earth 2, we're in Pear Studios, 1410 O Street. You can come check us out. We got all the natural healing, not only supplements, but it's about the salves, the ointments, about the energy, about the chakra stones, about
everything,
the minerals.
All of that.
We got the crystals. We got everything that you need to get a complete thing.
To become what you want.
So one big thing that I'm really also we wanted to say, because we've been talking about being able to really give yourself into something. So a real big comparison, like let's say, remember when Michael Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. When he was the king of basketball, and what did he do? He said, I want to go ahead and play some baseball. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stop everything for a second. I'm going to go play some baseball. And the whole world went nuts, right? They went crazy. They said, what? You can't give up, Mike. You can't do basketball. You have to do, or you can't do baseball. You have to do basketball. You have to be this thing that we've seen you be always. But he said, no, hold up. I can go do baseball. I can go try something else. And I mean, and he did. And it made him happy.
super happy, and he was good at it.
Yeah, he was good. A lot of people try to hate.
Nah,
But he was actually a really good
super
baseball
awesome.
player.
Mm-hmm.
So, on that note, we've seen other people change and do other things and just follow different business ventures.
Right.
So, on that note, what would you tell somebody that is thinking, you know what, do I want to make a change? Do I want to think about something different? Do I want to think about doing something different? What would you tell somebody?
I would tell somebody that it's easy to get discouraged when others don't see the path that you may see at the end of the light, right? Because if you don't realize what your potential is, how can anybody else realize that? You know, that's the most important thing. I think that you should always have faith in yourself. You should always believe that you are able to do whatever it is you set your mind to it. You may fail a couple of times,
Sure.
but as long as you have learned a lesson and moved on past that towards any type of negative energy of those sorts, you have been successul in that. And I'm super excited to be able to take this venture with my family, not only my family, but myself, to be able to just become a better person. And over the last few weeks overall, I just feel like the energy that I've obtained has been so substantial, and I'm super excited to be able to share that.
So don't be afraid to try something different. Don't be afraid to run into a different lane, especially things that you have, I think, career capital at. And I was reading this book, and they were talking about, what was this? Oh, man, I forget what the book was called. But it talked about something called career capital. And that's where if you've been actually doing something for a lot of your life, right? If you've been doing that, let's say you've had a side business for a long time, or you've had a side hustle, whether that's braiding hair, whether that's, decaling shoes, whether that's, whatever your side hustle is, whether that's making catfish plates on Sundays, you know what I'm saying? Whatever your little side hustle was, something that you've consistently been doing and that the community knows you for doing as well, right? So that's something that you have career capital in. Don't be afraid to go ahead and invest in your own career capital. So you have this career capital. You can go ahead and invest and do this into yourself. And so what I think is real cool is when people are able to say, you know what? I see this. Let me go ahead and do it. Yeah. So for example, right, my man Marcus Pearson over at Fly Dogs, big shout out to Fly Dogs, right? He told me his story. He said that he was down to something like $200, and he said, I'm gonna start my business where I'm gonna deliver hot dogs to people, like after the bar, or like, after another delivery's closed and things. He said, I'm gonna deliver hot dogs. This is before the Uber Eats was getting super dope and stuff, right? And so he said he took his last bit of money, and he said, you know what? I had the skill. I know I can do this. I know I can do this thing, right? He had this little career capital. He knows people. He knows people know him for being, 100, right? For following through. Right. And so they know if they place an order or whatnot, he's going to come through with it. And so that's what he did. He went ahead and he said he gave up that $200. He went and bought product. He went and advertised how he could, did his thing. And he said people laughed at him. People said, "Oh, you're stupid. Are you serious? You gonna give your last $200 to go and get some hot dogs, to go deliver some freaking hot dogs, on game day and stuff?" He said, "Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do." And they try to put that negativity in you, right? They try to feed their fears into you because they're thinking they're so fearful. I would never be able to go and slang hot dogs and make money and put my last 200 in some hot dogs. I would never be able to do that. That's what they're thinking inside. And so then they want to portray that to you. They want to put that negative energy, that negative force on you. But my man Marcus obviously stiff-armed him. You know what I'm saying? Did the Charles Woodson. And now he's opened up his second location.
Look at me now. Hey.
And so now...
See, that's what I'm saying.
He's opened up the second location now.
That's what that was.
That's how that came out. I like how that came. But literally, right? And so he made that happen.
I think.
So don't be afraid to do that.
Shout out to the Fly Dogs.
Shout out to Fly Dogs.
That's what.
And they got a vegan hot dog if you need it.
Oh, it's great.
It's great.
Good.
You put the vegan brat. You put the avocados, the sauerkrauts, the lettuces, the tomatoes, the mustards, all that hot sauces.
I like
what was that? Dave Chappelle. That's right. He was good on that. But don't.
That's what it's about.
So just for example, he said, "I'm gonna go and take my career capital I have, and I'm gonna push everything into it." Wow, That was the
And
inspiration.
look what happened.
And
He
look,
believed in himself. He utilized his own potential. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, is us utilizing our own potential.
and not only doing that, but he has another group of businessmen that he's
Oh,
working with
man.
together to bring a whole nother thing
The
together.
love,
Oh,
man, when you
he's going
surround
hard.
yourself with a great team, only good things can happen.
Yes.
Like that's and that's am living proof. I know that everybody I surround myself with has great intentions for me, myself, and my family. Like, what more
Well,
do you
I
want?
love you, Shallee. You know
Man, I
we
love
so
you.
we know we're gonna
I
do.
like you, Lou. I like you. I love it,
He
man.
said,
Man,
y'all
the
still coming
Valenti
over Sunday?
Soundoff.
Y'all still
You
coming
know,
over Sunday?
we don't have to try to.
So literally, don't be afraid to hop into something. Right?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to get into something, and don't be afraid to know your worth. I think knowing your worth is another big thing that
You do.
people, right? So you know that you have a worth and an ability. You have a skill. Let's be okay with using our skill. Let's be okay with saying, you know what? I can take this and I can capitalize off it. I can actually make something off it.
Yeah.
And knowing your worth. So, for example, what we see our man Ezekiel Elliott do.
Yeah.
He knew his worth. He said, I have a skill. I know what my market value is. I'm going to hold out, wait for this thing. And he got that big lump sum, didn't he?
Just like he should have,
And he
right?
got
We
that
talked
big
about
lump
that on the show.
Yeah.
Sure.
So going ahead and knowing your worth as well. And I think that's real big when you're trying to get to a new
Super big.
career venture. Is that, hey, I know what I'm worth. I know what I've done. I know my experience.
Yeah.
I know what I bring to the
Right.
table. Right. So that's huge. So another thing, so when we're talking about career capital, when we're talking about not being afraid to branch out and do something different, right? We also have to talk about being responsible. Right. So we're not that one dude. What's that one dude's name? V or the Vinny V or something like, I don't know. The guy, no hate to nobody ever, right? But he kind of like, just jump off and quit your job and just do your thing and just take off. Now look, I'm not telling you to quit right now or anything like that. But what I'm telling you is, build up into a place where you can, to where if you're spending 90% of your time right now on your job and 10% on your side thing, get that side thing up to 20, then up to 30, then up to 40. Keep bending that
Little
thing
by
so
little, right?
Yeah, bend that thing so you can get it. I know my grandpa always says, go slow, if you have to. But it's okay, because when that thing bubbles, and eventually that thing's
that
gonna
thing
blow,
it's gonna be
and
righteous.
so that's really what it's at. That's one of the things that we have to really remember. Don't be afraid to take it all the way there. And then again, but be responsible about it. Know what you have to offer. Know what your market's about. Do your research. Don't just go into it thinking that tomorrow you're gonna have it. So we didn't do the Good Earth 2 and say, tomorrow we're gonna have 200 customers.
Right.
We're gonna move $2,000 worth of product.
Sure.
And by next month we're going to be able to quit all of our other endeavors and just be the big healthcare consultants. Right? We know that's not logical, and so we go we got the cafe hours popping, right?
You go slow.
We go
You
slow.
go at a pace that is going to work for you and your business.
Yes,
we can't tell anybody how to run their stuff, but we know what works for us.
Most definitely.
And I know that us realizing what the potential you have in yourself is going to get you to the next step.
Now, real quick, hold on about the next step. Make for sure that you subscribe. Make for sure that you like the channel 724. It's the only place you can find us. Ring that, there it is. Ring that bell. So the kids are saying that. Ring the bell. Subscribe. Make sure you check us out every Tuesday, because we're gonna be here at 8:30, giving you some inspiration, giving you just another take, just some love, some good energy,
everything you need, all
there.
Some good stuff.
So when we added that, real quick, Shallee, I want to talk just a little bit about sports and stuff.
Please, let's get me into something.
Because my man Cam Newton, right? Oh man, you know me. It said fresh like Cam, like my boy Cam Newton. Man, okay, so I was looking at the man hat game the other day, right? So a lot of people, they think I got a hat game. And I'm gonna talk over here one time, right? Real quick. So look,
good time. Flare the jacket out.
A lot of people think that I have a hat game, but
it's nice.
Let me tell you about the hat game. My hat game has nothing on that man Cam Newton's hat game, and I messed around and Google imaged Cam Newton's hat game, right? Cam Newton hats. Oh my goodness, that man knows how to spend his money, and he spends it on hats, on fine world hats. And so, real quick though, when it comes to wearing hats, right? The man finally, I think, took a real big step for himself and his self-care and his self-help. And it's one thing to wear a hat, right? But it's another thing to walk under that hat. And I say that because, you know, we always think of hats as different jobs, different positions, different lives, different things that you do, right? Man of many hats. He does a lot of things, whatever it is. But you have to walk under that hat as well. You can't just wear that hat. And so Cam Newton finally, I feel like, has walked under this hat, and he brought out that great conference, or not a conference, a statement. He did a video, and he said, I've been playing hurt. I'm hurt. I need to take the time for myself. I need to take time for myself, and I need to make for sure that I'm getting myself better. And so I'm going to take the time off. I'm going to be the Cam Newton I know I can be, and I can only be by taking that time off, getting healthy. So I felt like that was huge.
So that makes me think a little bit about like Gronkowski, right? Because he, super great tight end, Hall of Famer, all of this and that. Yeah. But he ended his NFL career, right? A lot of people think he can play, that he may still play again. But he talked about that a lot, saying that he wasn't happy. He was sitting there playing a game, hurt, playing the game hurt, right? Going out there trying to please somebody else instead of pleasing himself.
Yes. Pleasing somebody else instead of pleasing himself. So that's huge.
Somebody playing, so because anybody else, right, would be like, I would give Q to be a tight end in an NFL football game, especially on the Patriots.
Sure.
The most dominant team, you know, right now in the NFL. So I think that's amazing for somebody like that.
I want to hear the producer in the back with the
smashing.
Our producer in the back smashing, just making all that foily noise.
Damn, over there getting the kettle.
Hey, remember the Big Daddy? The Big Daddy? How he was like, when he was like trucking to, he was like trying to be.
Oh, as soon as it was some court chips. You know what? When I went and bought court chips, I thought about that. Like, that's how good that movie was. When I went and bought some Fritos court chips, I thought about Big Daddy, like, and then like put him in the mouth too little.
Remember, he said, I wipe my own.
Big Daddy was a great movie. That's crazy. Man. It's like almost 20 years.
I'll never forget. No, it's my fault because I said I told our brother I was gonna bring him some food, and I went off. I didn't bring the food, so it's my fault. But don't worry, I'm gonna bring the food. I'm gonna get the food right after we go live. I'm gonna go get the food, come back, and I'm gonna still break bread like my brother Jesus.
Woo!
I had to.
He got righteous.
Had to. He said like the Father. So here's what we want to not only end with, but like we started with, right? It's about good vibes. It's about knowing who you are, not being afraid to get after something, not being afraid to be who you want to be, right?
Pursue the unknown.
Pursue it and be you. Now, as we
proceed to give you what you need, I had to do that. Ain't no way I'm gonna let that run.
I had to set you as an alley. You had to. Did you see Zion Williams, excuse me.
Yes, Zion.
Did you see Zion
16 points.
Did you see what
double
he did in the
right? Preseason. And a limited amount of time. He didn't play that, all crazy.
Oh, but it seemed like every time he had the ball, he was
those shoulders are just
boulders. How many times did he dunk? Every time he had the ball, I felt like he dunked the ball.
Be honest with yourself. Do you think he is going to be?
I feel like he's going to be the
top
best.
5 player in the next 4 years.
Next 2 years.
Next 2 years. He has to be dominant with that physique, with
that
stature, with everything.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh, I love his personality. Just the way he comes off, he's super dope. Like, I love that. Yeah.
I like it. So, Zion had a great day. Now, what is Coach K going to say next? He's going to say he was out of shape now again? Yeah, I hated that. So,
whoa. Before we end, we got the Huskers. We got to
talk. Okay. So, real quick. You said they were going to win how many games, Shallee?
I said 9-3.
9-3.
That's obtainable. We're 4-2 right now.
9-3.
We got more than half the wins we had last year.
I said that they wouldn't win more than 6. Okay, so right now we're 4-2. I said they wouldn't win more than 6.
It's still in my corner.
What?
That's what it looks like. Yeah. And here's the thing. Federal came in and did the thing. I hope Federal comes out and plays the whole game.
Okay, peep this.
Federal. Yeah, Federal.
But wasn't his daddy a tight end or something?
Listen, he played for Scott Frost under UCF. Yeah, that may be that. I don't. Either way, I know that Saturday they're gonna come out and get another win against an undefeated Minnesota. Minnesota really.
Okay, so Minnesota they go to Minnesota.
They go to Minnesota.
We shall see. And if they lose at Minnesota, then we're one step closer to my prediction.
To your prediction.
So what do we get if I'm right?
Well, we gotta go. Well, so Go ahead and comment and let's talk
Comment.
about
What
that.
should I
What
receive
should
if I'm
he
right?
receive?
I
What
think
should
Shallee
I
should do
receive if I'm
1,000
right?
push-ups.
That ain't gonna happen. But if we did like sit-ups, that's gonna happen. Like that's
I feel like,
obtainable. Like, make something
maybe
obtainable.
you should have to make
Anything's obtainable. Though.
maybe you should have to make me a baked good or something. Oh, Megan cooks very good.
Yeah, she's the best baker.
Well, can you make me some
That's a
fried
good
green
answer. That's your
tomatoes?
wife too. Ooh.
Yeah, can you make some fried green tomatoes?
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, but it's out of season.
I have fried green tomatoes. Right now.
You ready?
I have green
You
tomatoes.
finally ready? You ain't told me
I
about
have
it.
green tomatoes.
And Valenti
All
Ventures
right.
don't want nothing.
So look, 724, channel 724.
Check us
Subscribe. The Valenti Soundoff. We're gonna be here every Tuesday, 8:30, having fun, chilling, kicking it. But really
Peace,
quick,
love,
believe in what you can do.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to move on to something different, right? Peace.
Love.
Sound off.